It's the centerpiece of the 12-round Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. It packs the biggest crowd, the biggest jump, the best weather, and a July 4th celebration to boot. It's Red Bud, the race that everyone wants to win and everyone wants to watch. And we've got all the highlights of it coming up next on the Racer X Motocross Show. Welcome to Buchanan, Michigan. Sleepy little town that sure wakes up every July 4th weekend when the best motocross riders in the world come to race the Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. And we'll give you the highlights of the 250 class first at this Rockstar Energy Drink Red Bud National. Jason Wygant giving the call. Here is moto number 1, Justin Barsha grabbing a hole shot of number 17, Geico Power Sports Honda. He's got Ryan Sipes in the DNA Shred Stick Star Racing Yamaha in tow. So it's a Honda leading a Yamaha, and then you know the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki boys are coming. It's Dean Wilson. He's leading Lance Vincent. Then Barsha goes down, and that hands the lead over to Sipes. Quite a comeback for the Kentucky kid who only returned from injury last week. Behind him, Kawasaki boys battling for second. Wilson in front of his teammate Blake Baggett. Baggett got to be happy to at least be this far up early in the race. He got to watch the leaders duke it out. And then Baggett went to work. He gets around his teammate, Wilson, in a muddy off-camper section, and then zeroes in on Sipes to the lead and grabs the number 1 spot. Barsha would fall again. Tough moto for him. Great moto for Baggett. You know if this kid starts up front, he's going to be hard to beat. And he was unbeatable as he goes on to a first moto win over Wilson and Sipes. Moto number 2, Will Hahn back in action after a broken back and shoulder, pulls a huge hole shot, but it's not to last long because unfortunately Blake Baggett had an even better start this time, and it's no surprise. Baggett's going to get into the lead. Wilson is going to follow him through, and Wilson kept his teammate honest through the first half of this moto. He was determined to finally get an overall win. Yeah, he's the points leader, but he's still winless on the year, and he kept Baggett honest for the first half. But in the second half of the race, Baggett put the hammer down. He dropped 3 seconds off his lap time, opened up a lead, and you're looking at another 1-1 performance. That's 2 in a row from Blake Baggett. He's making up points, but not too many, as Tyler Rattray rallied to finish 3rd in the second moto, even getting close to Wilson for a stretch. That's a 1-2-3 second moto for Monster Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
Dean's leading the championship, and he still hasn't won a national, so it just shows that the consistency pays off, you know, and obviously that's what it takes to win a championship. You don't need to be the fastest, but you need to be the smartest and most consistent, and that's what Dean's been doing, and that's why he's got the red plate at the moment. But you know, we just reached halfway in the series, and still got a couple more rounds to go, but got some good tracks coming up, and I think it's going to be some good racing all the way to the end.
To be honest, I'm just taking it moto by moto. I mean, I'm not even thinking championship right now. I mean, I may have the red plate, but that can get taken away from you very fast. So I'm just, when I was behind him that last moto, he was kind of just, like I said, controlling the race, and he slowed the race down. You know, I don't think we both were going that fast, but like I said, about halfway he picked it up, and I just couldn't quite hang at that pace.
He got pretty close, and I kind of slowed up the race a little bit, like you said. I was just kind of see if he was going to try to attack, and I kind of wanted Rattray to get right there too, and see, you know, like bottle us all up, and then just sprint and try to get away from him, and see what would happen. But Rattray started getting close. Dino was close, and then I just decided, hey, it's time to go, and let's go now. And I was going to see if he could hang, and I threw down, and I got a little gap, and I put down, I think, 3 laps that were quite a bit faster than their lap times, and then I just kind of, once I got that gap, I just kind of rode it out.
Time for the superstars of the 450 class, which would race second today after the 250s to fit into a live NBC television window. That means a little bit rougher track for these riders. How would they adapt? Let's check out the show. Jake Weimer on the number 32 Monster Kawasaki is going to lead them around early. He's got Davey Millsaps on the Muscle Milk Toyota JGR Yamaha right with him. Millsaps would get around Weimer, take off in the early lead with Reed and Dungey second and third. As for Villapoto, nowhere near the front. He would crash on lap 1. He was 37th early. Millsaps hung on for the first half of this one in the lead, but then Reed knew it was time to go. He put the pressure on the number 18 and then is able to get around him and move into the number 1 spot. Dungey in third knew he needed to clear Millsaps if he wanted any chance of keeping Reed in sight, and he would do just that. He'd move into the number 2 spot, and on it went. Another classic Reed versus Dungey dogfight. We've seen a whole bunch of them already this season, and this might have been the best yet. Last lap, Dungey leaps past Reed. They're side by side to the exit of this corner. They scrub the table together. Reed just able to inch back out front and hold on to win the first moto over Dungey and Millsaps. Villapoto, 9th. So moto number 2, Ryan Villapoto, he avoided complete catastrophe in the first race, but he needed a bounce back in the second one to get those points back, and that's exactly what he did. He did bounce back. He and Dungey are going to tussle for the lead early. Villapoto will just edge out Dungey into turn 2 to get the lead. Reed was there in third, but Dungey made a mistake on lap 1. Reed made a mistake following him, and that allowed Mike Alessi to put his KTM in front of Reed in third, and as those two battled, it allowed the Ryans to get away. Although Dungey was not quite able to hang with Villapoto in this one, the number 2 pulled away to win the moto and salvage something. Dungey with the 2-2 is going to get edged out, guess what, once again by Reed, who goes 1-3 to take the Redbud overall.
Once I got close to that single, right as I let off the gas, and got on the brakes, it was like mud that was covered up and looked dry, and I just went into like just a tank slapper, went over the bars, over that single. Thank God I didn't get hit, but yeah, I went down and had to rip my visor off, and then I got up in last, and then my pipe and everything else fell off later.
You know, today I can't be doing that, you know, being stuck behind in second, and I need to make the passes and go. You know, it's important I start doing that, and then backing it up in the second moto as well.
Obviously, I'm out there trying to ride as best I can, as fast as I can, and you control, you know, try to control the pace and try to put some good solid laps together. And I think, you know, over the years you live and learn, and you know where to go. Ellie, Tate, and my little sister-in-law are gonna go to the Bahamas on Monday, so go sip on some pina coladas and have a good time.
Last week in Colorado, Jessica Patterson turned in a strong 1-1 performance, but Ashley Filek turning the tables on her with a 1-1 of her own today at Redbud. All right, so that's the action from Redbud. Let's break it down here at Brett Metcalf and the Rockstar Makita Suzuki team. First of all, just what is it like racing at Redbud? What was the track like today? We had rain, we had mud, and then it improved. So what was it like?
I thought it was incredible, really, after the rain yesterday. The practice one, a little muddy, but even still, it was delightful just to get out there, and it wasn't flooded, it wasn't a mud bog. So, you know, obviously Redbud's always sandy, it's rough, and it was exactly that today. So it was pretty cool. They did a great job prepping the track up, I thought, and it turned out phenomenal.
Did it almost change your strategy? I mean, last night were you guys thinking we're going to have a mud race, or at least muddy practice, and then all of a sudden it changed?
I slept right there, so all night. I was rained all day yesterday, and I still, for some crazy reason, I just knew it was going to be good today.
Oh,
it's like Redbud, you can't go wrong. I just knew the sun would come out, and it did, man. It was perfect. So I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, it turned out good.
Now, before we shot this, you were saying you've made some changes, so you're feeling good about the way your program's going. Now, what did you need to work on?
Well, from where we started the season, I think coming off of missing the last half of Supercross, it's a little bit off my pace, my aggression. Things just weren't quite there, and I chose a setup that suited that style of riding.
Right.
So now we're getting going each race. I'm getting stronger, better, and understanding how to match your speed and your level at that time. So, you know, we kind of played a little bit of chase up, getting to there, but right now I'm really stoked. The Rockstar Makita Suzuki's working perfect, and now it's on me to get up there. You know, that's where I want to be. 4-5 today, it was good, but I want to be a little closer to those guys. So.
Yeah, well, the standards are set high because we know at the end of the year last year you had a moto win basically, and you were battling for it almost every week. But we know how much those three are pushing it themselves. So can you be there? Do you expect to be there? What do you want to do the next half of the year?
Well, I want to be there.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I do. There is a higher level of expectation this year on myself after last year's performances. So, you know, I do believe the last half of the season I finished off much stronger last year.
Yeah.
And I'm looking, as it's progressing right now, I'm kind of heading in that direction, hopefully. So,
cool.
You know, hopefully we can get up there. I want to be with those guys. You know, it's kind of lots of fire inside me when I hear how good the top 3 guys are, and credit to them, they are all riding incredible.
Right.
They've lifted the level up, and you can tell just by watching. So I gotta push my limit and try and get up there with them.
Now, what's funny is, yeah, we're talking about those 3, but you keep being in a battle every week with other guys. It seems like no matter where you and Weimer start, for example, we'll see you hook up. Is that fun? Is it frustrating? You always wind up racing the same guys no matter how the race goes, it seems like.
It's fun because you're battling, frustrating because you're not battling with the guys that you really want to battle with.
Right.
But you just got to take it as it comes. I mean, every year, like we were just talking, every year it seems like you get hooked up with somebody that you're equal, your level at that point is kind of even. You start around the same positions, and it's just like you're neck and neck all season long. But, you know, hopefully, you know, the guys I am racing with will keep progressing, and we still got some room to improve on, and I know I have, so we got to do that if I want to get up beyond the box.
All right, well, we'll see if Brett Metcalf can put it up on that podium the second half of the year. AllySports.com for all the information on this Lucas Oil AMA Pro Motocross Championship. I have nothing to promote. We have a weekend off. What are you going to do, by the way? Are you going to enjoy it, or are you going to put the nose to the grindstone?
I'm going to enjoy a couple of days here and with a little bit of family, and then nose to the grind, as you say.
All right. We'll see Brett Metcalf and you at Spring Creek in Millville, Minnesota. Thanks for watching the Racer X Motocross Show. Rockstar Energy Drink National at Redbud.